the morning I get up at 5 o'clock and I run about 5 miles. Eventually I work up to 5.
Sonny Liston, one of boxing's most enigmatic and feared figures, carried a presence in the ring that few could match. His powerful jab, intimidating glare, and undeniable skill made him a man to be feared. Yet behind that hardened exterior was a deep appreciation for the sport he loved. Rarely did Liston speak about other fighters with admiration, but those close to him knew he quietly studied and respected the legends who paved the way and challenged the boundaries of the sport. This is the story of the 10 boxers Sonny Liston revealed as his favorites, the men who earned not only his attention but his reverence. Before diving in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to follow more stories about boxing legends. 1. Joe Louis. For Sonny Liston, Joe Louis represented perfection in the ring. The Brown Bomber wasn't just a champion. He was a master of control, precision, and calculated power. Liston admired how Louis dismantled opponents with calm efficiency, turning what could have been chaotic battles into lessons in boxing intelligence. Louis's reign as heavyweight champion, which lasted for over a decade, showed Liston the importance of discipline and consistency. Even though Liston would later become a fearsome presence in his own right, he often reflected on watching Joe Louis fight on old black-and-white television sets. "He made boxing look effortless," Liston would say. "Every jab, every combination, every movement carried purpose." For Liston, Louis was the embodiment of what a true champion should be. A combination of skill, strategy, and heart, too. Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson's story fascinated Liston beyond his skill in the ring. Johnson, the first African-American heavyweight champion, had to fight more than just opponents. He battled a world steeped in racial prejudice. Liston admired Johnson's intelligence, his confidence, and his ability to command the ring psychologically before throwing a single punch. For Liston, Johnson was more than a fighter. He was a revolutionary figure. Observing Johnson's ability to manipulate opponents and use his presence as a weapon inspired Liston to develop his own intimidating aura. Johnson's blend of brains and brawn showed Liston that power alone did not define greatness. Mind and strategy were just as essential. 3. Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano's relentless determination struck a chord with Liston. Known for his unyielding pressure and unmatched stamina, Marciano represented the idea that heart could surpass all else in the ring. Liston admired his work ethic and the fact that Marciano fought like every punch mattered, never conserving effort, never taking a step back. Marciano's undefeated record of 49-0 became a benchmark for Liston. He respected the idea that a fighter could combine strength, resilience, and strategy to dominate an entire era. Marciano's battles were more than fights. They were lessons in perseverance and dedication. For Liston, Marciano epitomized the grind and heart necessary to become immortal in the sport. 4. Ezzard Charles, a brilliant technical boxer, captured Liston's admiration through precision and intelligence. Known for his exceptional footwork and sharp counters, Charles represented the strategic side of boxing that Liston valued deeply. Liston often studied Charles's fights, noting how he adapted to each opponent, exploiting weaknesses with subtlety and grace. Charles was a fighter who did not rely solely on brute strength, yet his victories were decisive and elegant. To Liston, Charles was proof that intellect and skill could triumph over sheer force. His approach to the ring inspired Liston to refine his own technique, blending power with calculated strategy. 5. Archie Moore. Archie Moore, nicknamed the Old Mongoose, fascinated Liston with his longevity and cunning. Moore's career spanned decades and he maintained a high level of skill, adaptability, and craftiness throughout. Liston admired Moore's ability to read opponents, set traps, and dictate the pace of a fight. His mastery of timing and distance made him a fighter who could challenge anyone at any moment. For Liston, Moore was a reminder that boxing was not only about power, but about experience, observation, and strategy. Moore's intelligence in the ring served as a blueprint for fighters who wanted to endure, adapt, and conquer. 6. Joe Frazier. Even though Liston never faced Frazier in their primes, he deeply respected the southpaw's fearlessness. Frazier's non-stop aggression, combined with his devastating left hook, made him one of the most intimidating fighters of his era. Liston admired Frazier's willingness to engage, to confront danger head-on. He saw in Frazier a fighter who would rather fight relentlessly than rely on avoidance or defense. This level of courage resonated with Liston, who himself often fought in the shadows of expectation and intimidation. Frazier embodied the raw, unstoppable heart of a champion, something Liston always valued. 7. Floyd Patterson. Despite having fought Patterson twice early in his career, Liston held a deep respect for the former heavyweight champion. Patterson was lightning fast, technically sound, and fearless, qualities that earned Liston's admiration. Patterson's courage to face a physically imposing and powerful opponent like Liston showcased his bravery. Liston recognized the skill and heart Patterson brought into every fight, and this respect persisted even after the brutal bouts they shared. Patterson represented the essence of perseverance, a man who stood tall despite overwhelming odds. 8. Cleveland Williams. Cleveland Big Cat. Williams was another favorite of Liston's, known for his tremendous punching power and explosive style. Williams tested Liston in ways few fighters could. Liston respected Williams for his fearlessness and raw energy, qualities that made him a formidable opponent. Their interactions, both in and out of the ring, were moments of mutual respect. Williams fought with intensity, giving his all every time he stepped inside the ropes. Liston admired that drive, recognizing in Williams a mirror of the warrior spirit he himself possessed. 9. Sonny Banks. Sonny Banks, though not as celebrated as some others on this list, earned Liston's admiration for his courage and skill. Banks was the man who famously knocked down Muhammad Ali early in his career, an achievement that showcased his punching power and fearless approach. Liston respected fighters who demonstrated bravery and the willingness to face anyone. Banks, though young and less experienced, embodied these traits. Liston often reflected on how Banks represented the essence of a true fighter, someone who did not hesitate to test his limits, to challenge legends, and to leave everything in the ring. 10. Jersey Joe Walcott. Jersey Joe Walcott fascinated Liston with his cleverness and adaptability. Walcott's style combined slick movement, deceptive angles, and a keen ability to control fights. Liston admired Walcott's intelligence, seeing in him a master strategist who could outthink opponents as easily as outpunch them. Walcott represented the art of boxing, the perfect balance of creativity, discipline, and skill. For Liston, studying Walcott's fights was a lesson in combining brains and brawn, a philosophy he would carry into his own approach. Sonny Liston's list of 10 favorite boxers reflects a man who valued courage, skill, strategy, and heart above all else. From the unmatched precision of Joe Louis to the fearless aggression of Joe Frazier and the cunning craft of Archie Moore, these fighters represented the ideals that Liston himself strove to embody. Liston's admiration for these men reveals the depth of his character, a fighter often feared yet quietly inspired by the legends who came before and alongside him. Each name on this list influenced his mindset, his training, and his understanding of what it meant to be a champion. Even in his silence, Liston's respect for these fighters speaks volumes. They shaped not only the sport of boxing, but also the legacy of one of its most formidable figures. If you enjoyed learning about Sonny Liston's favorites, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another story about the legends of boxing and the heroes who inspired them.